My goal in this video is to help you identify what might be holding you back to land this job, and I've broken this video into a few sections. Let's start with the hard skills. When you hear hard skill, the first thing that probably comes to your mind is the ability to program, and yeah, you're right. But the question is, what will you use to program? For example, if I want to work as a game developer, it might not be very effective for me to spend time learning JavaScript. I see many people trying to specialize in more than one area at the same time. They're trying to learn JavaScript, C#, how the platform unit works, and even design. But I'm not trying to say that knowing a lot might hurt your chances of getting a job. But the thing is, most of the job openings are a company looking for someone who can solve as many problems as possible in their specific area. When a recruiter looks at your profile and sees that you only have the basics of JavaScript, Java, C#, and you're applying for a role that only involves React, they're gonna compare you to other candidates and assume other candidates might deliver you more value than you. So the first step is to decide an area of focus. Then you need to learn the skills required for the area. If you want to work with React, you need to know as many technologies as possible that are commonly required for React jobs. And figuring this out is actually very simple. You just need to get several job openings and compare between them. What are the most frequently listed skills and technologies? That's how you know exactly what you need to study. Likely that you're invisible, that you don't have a profile that attracts recruiters. Have projects created and accessible that use the most in-demand technologies in your field across your profiles. There are a few platforms that are worth dedicating time to have a well-made and up-to-date profile. The first one is GitHub, and there is something that held me back for a long time. I didn't have any projects posted on my GitHub. For a long time, my GitHub was empty, and it really slowed me down. Maybe you have no idea of what kind of project to post on GitHub. The first step, without a doubt, is to focus on the skills you saw in the first step, the ones that appear most frequently in the job postings of your field. You need to learn these technologies, and there's nothing better to learn than practicing. Start with simple, quick projects that demonstrate your proficiency with the technologies for the job you're applying for. This will take some time, but it will be worth it. Just by doing this, you'll be ahead of many people who don't have any projects at all. A basic project idea is something that solves a problem. It could be a problem from your daily life, or something more generic like a weather forecast app that demonstrates your skill working with APIs. A personal example is when I was studying finance and investments. I struggled to find the best app for tracking my income and expenses. I didn't want to create a spreadsheet, so I built my own. A simple web app that helps me to solve my daily problem of easily keeping track of my current and future expenses. The second platform is LinkedIn, and it is incredibly important. I've connected with so many recruiters and participated in countless selection processes thanks to LinkedIn. You can get a lot of visibility on LinkedIn, but you actually have to use the platform. It's not enough to just create an account and upload a profile picture. You have to do a little bit more to get noticed. What worked for me and what I recommend is setting connection requests to every tech recruiter you come across. There's a strategy that many people use that consists in spreading out your invitations over the week. As LinkedIn has a limit on how many invitations you can send per week, my strategy was to send 30 every other day starting on Monday. Just by doing this, you'll start to grow your network. There are many recruiters out there looking for someone to fill their openings, but usually the most recommended profiles are the active ones. LinkedIn rarely recommends profiles that aren't active on the platform. If you open this page down here, you can check how well you're using LinkedIn tools to promote your profile. And don't worry if you have a low score, there's a solution for it. And in this page you even have some tips of how you can improve your profile's visibility, such as having a well-configured profile, creating posts regularly, using LinkedIn search tool, engaging with posts and profiles of others, constantly growing your network of connections. All these are tools LinkedIn provides to help make your profile more visible, making it easier for recruiters to find you. By doing this, you'll be ahead of everyone who isn't actively using their profile. At this stage, there's no mistake. You've already learned the hard skills for your field, you built projects using the skills and created a solid GitHub portfolio to showcase them. You've created, updated, and you're actively using your profiles. There's just one more thing that might be holding you back from getting this job. This is for when you've done all the previous steps, you're applying for jobs and getting some interviews. The first thing to understand is that most recruiters don't have technical knowledge. You have to show them that you're a strong candidate. They might have a checklist of skills required for the job, and they're expecting you to mention those skills when talking about yourself. That's why it's so important to have projects showcasing your experience with the technologies you want to work with. The second thing is showing your value, and this is possible even if you have no prior experience, because back there you did some personal projects and you have to talk about them. They're part of your experience as a developer, and if you have no prior experience, they can be your entrance door for your first job. For example, you can say, I have experience with React, I've worked on 5 projects using React. The first one does this and that, I created it to solve this problem using these technologies, and the result was this outcome. And in the second project, etc, etc. The simple model of phrase stands out your competence as a developer. Even if you have no prior experience, you will have hands-on projects to mention. Obviously, this phrase can be adapted depending on which technology you're using, but this way you demonstrate your expertise and stand out as a candidate. By doing this, you'll be passing ahead of everyone who have no projects created and do not know how to show value, and it increases your chance of getting the position.